think you know what abuse looks like. Someone yelling, throwing things, leaving bruises. But what about the kind that leaves no marks? The kind that makes you question your own mind? Today we're talking about emotional abuse that hides in plain sight. These 6 signs are so subtle, most people don't realize what's happening until years later. Let's get into it. Number 1, they turn your wins into their wounds. You got a promotion at work. You're excited. You can't wait to share the news. But when you tell them, something shifts. They go quiet. Maybe they sigh. Then comes the comment. Must be nice. I've been working twice as hard and nobody notices me. Suddenly, your good news becomes about their pain. Your celebration turns into you comforting them. This happens every single time something good happens to you. New friend? They feel left out. Lost weight? They feel bad about themselves. Bought something nice? They're struggling financially and you're rubbing it in. Here's what makes this so damaging. You start to hide your happiness. You downplay your achievements. You feel guilty for succeeding. Over time, you stop celebrating anything because you've learned that your joy causes problems. This conditioning runs deep. You become smaller and smaller, while they remain at the center of every emotional moment in your life. The tricky part? They never say stop succeeding or don't be happy. They just make sure there's an emotional tax every time you try, and you end up paying it over and over without even realizing there's a bill. Number 2, your memory becomes the enemy. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. I never said that. You're making things up. You remember a conversation clearly. You remember what was said, how it made you feel, what happened next. But they have a completely different version, and they're so confident about it that you start doubting yourself. Did it really happen the way you thought? Maybe you are confused. This isn't just forgetting details. This is systematic denial of your reality. They'll promise something, then swear they never did. They'll say something cruel, then act shocked when you bring it up. You're too sensitive. You twist everything I say. The goal isn't to win an argument. The goal is to make you stop trusting yourself. Because once you doubt your own memory, you can't challenge anything they say. You become dependent on their version of reality. Every disagreement ends with you apologizing for being confused, dramatic, or unstable. You might start recording conversations or saving texts just to prove to yourself that you're not losing your mind. If you've reached that point, that's not paranoia. That's your brain trying to protect itself from someone who's rewriting your reality. Number 3, the apology that never actually apologizes. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry if you were hurt. I apologize that you took it the wrong way. Notice something? None of these actually say, I was wrong, or I shouldn't have done that. They sound like apologies. They have the word sorry in them, but they're really just dressed up blame. They're saying your feelings are the problem, not their actions. A real apology takes responsibility. I was wrong to speak to you like that. I understand why you're upset, and I'm going to work on not doing that again. That's accountability. That's change. What you're getting instead is a performance. They say the magic words you're supposed to accept, and nothing actually changes. The same behavior happens again next week, and when you bring it up, they get defensive. I already apologized for that. What more do you want? This creates a loop where you're always the unreasonable one. They apologized, so you should move on. But the hurt continues because the behavior continues. You end up feeling guilty for not accepting their non-apology apology. Meanwhile, they've never actually acknowledged doing anything wrong. Number 4, you're always one step away from disaster. The relationship feels stable right now, but you know it won't last. Any small thing could set them off. Texting back too slow, having plans with friends, being tired and not wanting to talk, laughing at something they don't find funny. You learn to read their moods like a weather forecast. You adjust everything you do based on their emotional temperature. You rehearse conversations before having them. You calculate which topics are safe and which ones might trigger a 3-day silent treatment or an explosive fight. This is called walking on eggshells, but that phrase doesn't capture how exhausting it really is. You're not just being careful. You're constantly managing another adult's emotions like they're a toddler who might have a meltdown. You become their emotional regulator while your own feelings get shoved aside. Friends and family might say, just be yourself around them. But you can't, because being yourself has consequences. Disagreeing has consequences. Having a bad day has consequences. So you perform. You edit yourself. You become whatever version keeps the peace and the real you. That person slowly disappears. Number 5, every conflict becomes about your character. You're trying to discuss something specific. Maybe they forgot to pick you up. Maybe they said something hurtful. The issue is clear and fixable, but somehow, within minutes, you're defending yourself against completely different accusations. You always think the worst of me. You're so controlling. You never appreciate anything I do. The original problem? Forgotten. Now you're in a courtroom and your entire character is on trial. You came in asking for one thing to change, and you're leaving feeling like a terrible person who needs to work on themselves. This is called deflection, and it's incredibly effective because once you're busy defending your character, you're not talking about their behavior anymore. The goal is to make you so uncomfortable that you drop the issue entirely. Better to stay quiet than face another interrogation about what kind of person you are. Over time, you stop bringing things up. It's not worth the emotional chaos. They can do whatever they want. Because you've learned that trying to address it causes more pain than just accepting it. Your voice becomes smaller and smaller until eventually you stop using it at all. Number 6. Kindness comes with strings. You can't see. They do something nice for you. They buy you a gift. They help you with something. You didn't ask for it, but you appreciate it. It feels good until it doesn't. Weeks later, during an argument, it comes back up. After everything I do for you, this is how you treat me. I bought you that necklace and you can't even do this one thing for me. Remember when I helped you move? But sure, I'm the bad person here. Every kind gesture was actually a deposit into a bank account you didn't know existed. And now they're making a withdrawal with interest. That gift wasn't a gift. It was leverage. That favor wasn't kindness. It was a future guilt trip. This makes you afraid to accept anything from them because nothing is free. Everything has a price that will be revealed later, usually at the worst possible moment. Genuine kindness doesn't keep a scorecard. It doesn't get thrown back in your face during conflicts, but their version does. You might find yourself refusing help or feeling anxious when they're being nice because your body has learned that kindness from them is just another form of control. That's not how love should feel. That's not how care should operate. The truth nobody tells you. Here's what makes emotional abuse so dangerous. It's invisible. There are no bruises to photograph, no broken bones to x-ray, no police reports. Just you, feeling crazy, feeling dramatic, feeling like maybe you're the problem. People who haven't experienced it will say things like, just leave, or why do you put up with that? They don't understand that emotional abuse rewires how you think. It happens so gradually that you don't notice you're changing. You're not choosing to stay with someone who hurts you. You're trying to survive in a reality that's been carefully constructed to trap you. Recovery isn't simple either. Even after you recognize what's happening, the patterns stay with you. You second-guess yourself. You over-apologize. You shrink in spaces where you should take up room. Healing from something nobody saw is lonely work. But recognizing these signs, that's the first step. You're not imagining it. You're not too sensitive. Your reality is real, even if someone spent years trying to convince you otherwise. If you recognized yourself in any of these signs, I want you to know something important. You deserve relationships where you don't have to shrink yourself to fit, where your feelings matter, where apologies mean change, where your memory is trusted, where kindness doesn't come with hidden costs. If this video opened your eyes to something you've been experiencing, please hit that subscribe button. This channel exists to talk about mental health topics that don't get enough attention. Real conversations, no fluff, just information that might change how you see your relationships. And here's something I want to ask you. Which of these 6 signs hit hardest for you? Drop a number in the comments. Just the number. You don't have to explain. But I'm curious which one resonated most. And if you've healed from this kind of relationship, drop a heart emoji. Let others know recovery is possible. Hit that like button if this video helped you understand something you couldn't put words to before share it with someone who might need to hear this. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is name what we've been through. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.